Sunday Night Smoke, Sunday Night Smoke podcast. What's up, Sunday Night Smoke?
He's awesome, by the way. He is fun. You and him would get along famously.
1 2 1 2. Mic check. Mic check. This is it. Back in the building. Ace World, aka Big Smoke. We here. Welcome to another exciting episode of Sunday Night Smoke podcast. All right, let's get it. Romy Rome in the building. Salute my brother. Let me see who we got in here. We got the panel in the back. Let's pull him up. Let's bring him out. We got T Roni in the building. What up, T Roni?
Hey, how you doing, Ace World?
We chilling, man. And then Romy Rome beat everybody to the spot.
Yeah, Romy Rome. High five to you, yo. How you doing? Happy Sunday.
My man pulled up. You know what I mean? Child in the house was good. How you doing, sis?
What up, though? How you doing? Hey, Roni. How you doing, Smoke?
Chilling like a villain. Yeah. Tony D in the joint was good.
What's
Tony
good?
D.
What's good? What's happening? How you doing, bro?
All right.
Hey, Tony D.
What's
Hey,
up, ladies? How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Rocking. We here, man. Thanks for pulling up. Another beautiful Sunday. Happy Sunday, y'all. Let's get a round of applause for the panel. You know what I'm saying? And let me
Romy Rome was good.
We here. We
Hey,
here.
Romy Rum. Happy Sunday.
We doing it. Hope everybody out there is doing good. We're back. We're gonna throw these disclaimers up before we jump this joint off. We got a few things to cover this week. We got a lot of shit going on out here in this in these streets. So we're gonna throw that out there. So we're gonna let y'all already know what that is. We got some opinion ahead. You know what I'm saying? We also gonna have some fair use. Gotta have a little fair use. Let me see if I got one more of these to pull up like that. So we'll just do that right there. Pay homage to the brand. All right, so check it out, y'all. I don't even, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna start off slow and build up. Okay, so we're gonna start off light. So this week, let's see what we got in the news this week here. So of course we're gonna save the good one for later. But I don't know if you guys are you familiar with the situation going on with a young lady by the name of Ebony Williams.
Oh, Lord.
No.
Oh, Lord.
Well,
Yes,
of
yes,
course,
indeed.
let's heard about the situation Tony D and T Roni possibly haven't. I don't really. I mean, somebody sent this to me because I don't really know this. I'm not really too. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm not really too adept at all of these people.
Is it the Olympic girl?
Who is she actually? Do you want to give me a little information on who she is personally, like real quick?
Okay.
Before we get into this?
Ebony Williams is she's not necessarily a guru, but she is a well-known life coach, influencer, yada yada. She's
Okay.
had I would say some mediocre success in these things. She's really just more known because she's pretty and she has a good voice and she looks good on camera. And so when she brought Iyanla onto her show, Iyanla, even though she quit her show, she still speaks. And the premise of the interview was that she was trying to say was how to upgrade Black women's standards and why do they ask us to settle? You know, white women and other cultures don't ask their women and don't train their women to settle for less than and struggle love and all these things. So Iyanla listened to her spiel.
All right, wait, hold on, chill. Don't spill the whole thing because I'm gonna let it run.
Okay.
But I just wanted to get a little background on who she is.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
And,
She's a mediocre life coach, lifestyle influencer. She has had some mediocre success.
So she's a lawyer. Tony Roni Rome said I think she used to be and still is a lawyer. I know she wrote a book allegedly and some other shit. But let's jump into this shit right now. So that's who she is.
Okay.
And
yeah. I know the story. Yes.
So we're gonna roll into somebody else that reviewed the joint. He said, I don't know about pretty, but she alright. She did it.
No, I say that because that's I'm just saying she's not ugly.
It's not. Come on, we ain't got to get.
Mhm.
Right. We ain't got.
This is just we just rocking with it. You know.
Mhm.
Let me see. So we're gonna jump. Let me try to present this. So somebody else covered this. We're gonna jump into this shit right quick. Let me see. Where's my fair use shit at? This is fair use, motherfuckers. All right. Where's my banners and shit? Let me see. So I'm gonna run y'all across the bottom of the joint. I'm gonna run my other fair use across under that, right?
You saying more time. Look.
I'm gonna take this yeah. So I'm gonna have it up there while it's simultaneously running because this is somebody else's shit, but we still gonna get the gist of what it do. So without further ado, let's roll that beautiful bean footage. Let's go. All right, let's hit it. Let's see. We're gonna start here. This is a channel called I think this is Manosphere Daily Highlights, I believe. Okay. So let's see what this shit is hitting for. All right. I don't mean to have the whole intro and shit on a joint. That's nice though. Can somebody out there hook a nigga up with a nice intro?
Yeah, let me get one of those one time. I just want to try it out.
I don't really care if you're hurt or offended by it.
Let's start again because I talk too fucking much. Let's go.
Janice, are you there?
At your service, sir.
Give me some of that dating foolishness.
Will do, sir.
So I'm standing 10 toes down on that position, and I don't really care if you're hurt or offended by it. And since some of y'all are already big mad, let me go ahead and make you incensed.
You triggered the 40-year-old independent woman, and now she doubles down on not dating bus drivers. Welcome to Manosphere Highlights Daily. You know what we always say? Women will always tell on themselves. Just ask them the right questions and let them talk long enough. This video is a great example of why highly educated people are not necessarily intelligent, and why women in general make terrible leaders, because women are emotional beings. They're short-term thinkers, and they have to look foolish in a response video.
Now, the opinions of this gentleman that's creating this content is not necessarily that. They're those of. Don't get it fucked up, okay? I'm just saying. This is fair use. We're gonna use this for educational purposes. I just wanted to put that out there because that is, that might be offensive to some people. So I'm gonna keep. All right. So
I'm proud of you, bro. You came up. I'm proud of you.
Good look, Smoke.
I'm trying to grow as an individual. In spurts. I grow slow like Groot from the Marvel movies and shit. Baby step, God damn it. Right?
Not Groot.
Damn.
Smoke. All right, let's go.
That's a problem.
Now let's address the response to the interview and what some of y'all are calling a backlash. So let me be clear. First, I am a professional disruptor. So backlash is my business. And I will always take it on the chin for the sake of advancing the work, conversation, or movement.
That's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, you beat me to it. I love a lady that can take it on the chin.
You know what? Smoke, really.
So know that I am completely unfazed by the onslaught of nasty comments, wishing me a sad, lonely, bitter existence until my untimely death. Now, that is some weird energy to be wishing onto a Black woman, especially one who has dedicated her life to the liberation of Black folk. But, whatever. I guess go off.
And to make things worse, this is a lawyer. I expected her to defend herself better. Let's talk about it. Now it's time for us to get into this and do what we gotta do, because we many.
But Dr. Ayanla went in a different direction. She asked me a personal question. And y'all know I have been extremely transparent about the fact that my life choices and my chosen lifestyle are far outside of the norm. So when I said that I would date the bus owner, a lot of y'all heard something different. Some of you heard the following. Bus drivers are whack. Bus drivers are broke. Oh, and I'm too good for a bus driver. The only thing is, y'all made that part up. See, I said what I said. But then some of y'all started talking about salaries and hourly wages, pensions and benefits. And that's wild because I was never talking about money at all.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure you didn't talk about money? The foolishness of this woman is that she is on record. And to take it a step further, she herself plays the clip in which she contradicts herself.
So before I tell you my thoughts, let's replay the clip that had some of y'all deep into your feelings. I do want you to speak, Ayanla, to how women need to, position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build, when some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all.
This is what you need to pay attention to, brothers. The bus driver, the profession of a man, is a distraction and a coping mechanism. She just told you that she is the common denominator when it comes to failing in every relationship she had. No
Lord
matter
have
what
mercy.
ethnic background the man she was dealing with had.
Jesus Christ.
More about this later. Her question starts with how women need to position themselves. Okay?
Jesus Christ.
So let's show you why these educated women are not necessarily intelligent.
I do want you to speak, Ayanla, to how women need to, position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build, when some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all, they are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
What did you say?
They are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Income, resources, and leadership. Income, that's money. You don't have to be a PhD to understand that. Now, because of what you just said, you triggered this question.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if
a
he
bus
owns
driver?
the bus? If he owns
No.
it? If he owns the bus?
That's
Ayanla?
no.
Oops.
But then some of y'all started talking about salaries and hourly wages, pensions and benefits. And that's wild because I was never talking about money at all.
This is embarrassing, man. And this is what she said after Dr. Van Zandt gave her answer.
I think that's a factual analysis. For whatever we want, expect, we're told we were going to get, we got to look at the numbers and what's available on the marketplace. So you're certainly not wrong in the analysis. And Yana, let's tell the truth and shame the devil. We know what you got in that prenup was, it would never be little. It'll never be small. Child, that's a big old mound of assets. But that's okay.
Prenup, assets. This is embarrassing. She's a lawyer, and the case she is trying to make is about to explode in her face because of the need to be right.
I was talking about Black ownership, but some of y'all made it about money. I'm talking about ownership, Black enterprise, and entrepreneurship, because really I am talking about Black liberation. And if you read my book, you'll understand why.
You tell me, where in that clip did she mention ownership, Black enterprise, Black liberation? Where? And who the hell is this woman for talking about reading her book? She's not doing a good job selling it. Who the hell is she? I've heard about Dr. Van Zandt, but this is the first time I see her in action. Have you noticed how a lot of modern women with PhDs tend to assume that their expertise in a specific area translates into competence in all areas of life? She has been called out on this behavior. Check this out.
I feel that, and I do feel that I might have heard on a date or two, Ayanla, that we are not in a courtroom, Ebony. You can put the gavel down, and I do, I do feel it can spill over into the way I show up in my womanhood, which is really the center of this conversation today, Ayanla. We want to discuss masculine energy, feminine energy.
Lawyer doesn't translate into wifey. Good mother, great personality. And Steve Harvey is a simp for saying the ability to bear children is all the woman has to bring to the table. Once again, who the hell is this woman for talking about reading her book? This is where you put money in the bank. This is where you show your worth. But just like Dr. Ramen Noodles, she did not clarify the contents of the clip that she played, nor did she apologize for any unintentional offense or distress caused to the viewers. No. She immediately points the finger and says, some of y'all made it about money because she's a PhD. She's educated, and y'all are not on her level to understand that she was talking about ownership without even saying a word about it. How to lose credibility in 15 seconds. The foolishness. You can't make this stuff up. And she doubles down.
So I'm standing 10 toes down on that position, and I don't really care if you're hurt or offended by it. And since some of y'all are already big mad, let me go ahead and make you incensed. So out of the 50,000 plus comments posted on social, I only saw a handful that even considered the possibility of a bus owner being a more aspirational position and recognizing that I am actually speaking and pouring into the ascension of Black men when I said what I said. But see, no, some of y'all were too busy naming and shaming me personally and Black women in general as undesirable, gold diggers, and much worse.
She just proved our point. You just witnessed a bad attitude, and it's unattractive. Look at that ego. Do you understand why these highly educated women have an even higher divorce rate? She's clearly triggered by these comments on social media. Now she's pissed off, and she claps back by adding more fuel to the fire. This is one of those so-called strong and independent women, and look how she handles this situation. Seeing her in action is a joke. In her mind, she's pouring into the ascension of Black men by saying she wouldn't date a bus driver. This proves she doesn't understand how to inspire, how to motivate, how to be supportive, and how to build with a man. That's why Dr. Van Zandt checked her.
See, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well, I would date a bus driver. But we think that it's another human being's responsibility to give us what we need instead of us building together. I can build with a bus driver. I'd have my little stash over on the side in my prenup, but I could build with a bus driver. So I think some of the criteria that we look for in the reality of today keeps us unhappy, keeps us angry, keeps us imbalanced. And then when the men show up, we want to beat them up because they're not living up to our standards and criteria. And it's not working, beloved. It's just not working. So it's not that it's bad or wrong. It's obsolete. It's obsolete. We have to come up with a new way of being. I don't believe in carrying a man. A man has to do for himself. My son got his first job when he was 9. Okay? Because you're a Black man, you will know how to take care of yourself. But I think the way we measure it, it's just obsolete.
It's interesting.
Okay, I know that was a long presentation. Excuse me. Let me bring. Hold on. Oh man, lost a star child in the middle. I'm sorry, my eyes weren't on the prize. Hopefully, she was able to follow along as this.
Yes, I was.
Okay, so let's see. Let's bring back the SNS logo and let's talk about this here.
Mhm.
Before we jump into this, right? I would like to just speak a piece real quick, okay? As far as like the whole thing, because like I say, somebody sent this to me, so I wasn't really sure on who she what her background was and everything, right? But for example, the difference between men and women, right? Women want equality, right? Equal pay, equal rights, equal everything. So you got it. And then some. Okay. But when a man, say for this, for example, so after researching this young lady, she, whether it's low level or whatever, she is still in the quote millionaire bracket. Okay.
Mhm.
So if a man is a millionaire, he has no problem dating a woman that works the drive through in fucking McDonald's. It doesn't matter as long as she's looking good and she's pleasant to be around. Okay. But if a woman is in the same exact job in a different company as the guy that's a millionaire and they're making the same exact salary, why can't the woman date the bus driver? Right? Because she feels that she has to have somebody. If she makes 1 million, for example, this young lady must think that she has to have somebody that makes 2 million. Because I make 1 million, I can keep my million, but I'm gonna still spend your money and keep my own. Because the concept men, it's traditional for men to provide, be the breadwinner, provide for the family. Okay. But it wasn't really traditional for the woman to be the big earner. But now that the big woman gets the equality, the opportunity to earn the big money, why doesn't she want to she wants to run the house, but she doesn't want to spend the money to run the fucking house. Okay, so that's when to grow on, y'all. So T Roni, you can start off first. That's just the way I see it. Like, right? I'm a millionaire, but my boyfriend has to be a millionaire, a multimillionaire. Why? Because you don't want to invest your fucking money into the relationship. You just want to spend everybody else's shit and keep your own. My money's mine and your money's ours. That's the fucking mentality, and it's retarded. You get the equality that you wanted, but you don't want the responsibility that comes along with the big money. Go ahead, T Roni. You can take it from there.
I mean, I understand.
Opinion radio. So
I
give it.
understand that she is. I do get that she is kind of being on the defensive with her argument for what she said. I'm not mad that she said it. I feel like we, if she's a millionaire and she, let's say, dates a bus driver, right? God forbid she gets pregnant, something happens, and then the guy is like a deadbeat for whatever reason. I'm not saying all bus drivers are that way. I'm just saying. Then it becomes her fault because she dated a guy who was a bus driver. You see, you shouldn't have dated a guy who's a bus driver. But then, if she dated a guy who's
Wait.
huh?
So like if something happens and she can't make $1 million, then she doesn't have somebody to fall back on. I want you to clarify the concept of what you're saying, as in you shouldn't have dated a bus driver. Like
From what I just said. So
mhm,
let's say she dated a bus driver. Let's say she had a baby by a bus driver. Okay.
yes.
And she got pregnant. Let's just say the bus driver becomes a deadbeat. I'm not
Mhm,
saying all bus drivers are deadbeats. I'm not saying that. But
mhm.
the status quo is, well, you shouldn't have been dating a bus driver. Like how you should have known better,
As
right?
a millionaire, you can do what you want. People usually say that about poor people, and even you
But
understand what I'm saying?
for us, it's not about, for women, it's not about,
What is it about? Help
it's
me out.
about class. It's not about rich or poor. It's really about class.
Okay.
So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, she wants to be in a class where she's in the upper class, right?
She is already. She's a millionaire. Yeah, she
We
is
date
already.
because let's just say this generally. Generally, most women do date, if not at their standard or not below, which is why there are a lot of kids out there with babies and deadbeat dads, or not knowing that there were going to be a deadbeat dads because we kind of we do compromise a lot, especially when our heart is in it. We compromise a lot.
Okay.
And then I'm just giving you an example for me. Like I dated a guy who was below my pay,
You dated
whatever.
down. Okay. We call it dated down. You've dated down. Okay.
Um, it was it. It felt like guys like to. I mean, I'm not generalizing for guys, but from what we girls get, guys like an aspect of control. So if she does make more money than him, he feels like he doesn't have the control, which is why, the whole breadwinner thing. So I see it. You're not gonna be in control. So in order to get that control back, you got to do other things, and you got to like really stick your foot down. And who's gonna want that in a relationship? Nobody. So I mean, I'm not saying like she's right or wrong. Her feeling is her feeling, but I do understand what the guy's saying. She's on the defensive about her argument, but at the same time, I kind of get why she feels that way.
Okay, cool. Tony D, I'm just working my way down the script.
Wait a minute. Go ahead. Go to Star Child.
Go Star Child. I'm sorry, Star Child. Go ahead. I see he's on mute. What's your take on
there's
this?
so much to unpack here.
Unpack, damn it. Unpack.
As a woman who has never, I'm not a millionaire, I don't have a PhD, but I am a single mother or a baby mama. I was a teenage baby mama, so I totally understand what Tironi was saying about the choices that you make from an emotional heart place instead of a logical, is this going to stand up over the test of time? But the difference in what she's saying, because I have two older sisters who are not, I'm the only one of us that has children. I'm the baby of my family. But my two older sisters are this, but they're married. But they married men on their level. They didn't date down. My one sister didn't get married till she was damn near 50. She fucking refused until she met a dude that qualified. And now her and her husband own properties. He's a certified journeyman for the city of Chicago. They have a house. They have servants and shit. But she earned that by not breaking her standards for nothing and nobody. While she was dating, I remember she dated a sheriff, Cook County sheriff. And I think that's as low as she went. And the only reason why I think she dated him, if I can remember, was because he didn't have children. And that was a very big deal for her. She was not going to. And for a woman of her age in Cook County to find a black man with no kids, girl. So I totally understand what it looks like. But the difference is that you can't spew this kind of rhetoric, especially as a lawyer, when you're supposed to have superb command of the King's English in such a nasty, venomous way. And even though the dude narrating was cutting her and was being very nasty with her,
yeah, I think
everything he said was correct. Just her whole argument was faulty. It was mean. It was hurtful. And when Iyanla chin checked her, she couldn't say anything. And thank you, Iyanla, for standing up and being the elder and telling her I would date a bus driver. Because what you're saying is two totally different things. And she knows as good as well as anybody, because of the circles that she travels in, you're not going to find a black owner of a bus. You're not going to find men that you find attractive very, very rarely. And if you do find them, they probably aren't going to want you. Let's just keep it a buck.
Not with attitude like that. She doesn't present herself as
men of a certain, and I'm about to generalize. This is opinion radio. You put the opinion up. Men of a certain financial status, they don't value things or people the way those of us lower that don't have as much money do. You know what I mean? Because
Fact.
things and people are so easily given, and they're so easily disposed, and the turnover is so high for them.
Mhm.
So they don't value and sow into, and what y'all say, invest into women the way a dude that's a bus driver would, because women, for them, all colors and cultures, it's like picking flowers. They don't want roses today, they can go get some tulips. They want an orchid, they could go find one. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, and makes sense to me.
So men
I
of men
identify
men
as a
that live,
30-year-old rich white guy,
you
so
know,
I know
men that
our
live like
mentality
that.
is the same as you just now mentioned.
So for you to be a single black woman and openly say that you've dated all these dudes and you haven't been successful, then maybe you need to change what your version of success looks like.
Ooh, wow. That's well, put it like this. You made a lot of points. Both of you both made good points. I mean, I think I made a good point. We all make good points because it's a opinion radio. You know how we get down. But it's like, for example, like for some, I just don't understand the problem because, like, society, man, we're near the end. We're in the last days. I swear, we're in the last days. We're gonna cover a few things, and in the next couple of weeks, you're gonna be like, "Smoke, you're right. We're in the last days." The women want the money. They want the power as the man. But the man with the money and the power takes the responsibility of taking a poor woman and saying, I'm going to provide for this family because I want to be the leader of this family. Okay. Woman, right, gets the same money as this guy that says, okay, I have enough to provide for a family. Her mentality is, well, it's not enough because now you need to bring the same amount that I got and we can do this. What fucking sense does that make? It's retarded ass backwards thinking because the man that makes the same amount of money as you in this big business, big six figure, big millionaire brackets that everyone's in, you make more than enough to fucking support the family. If this guy makes $500,000 and he can support a whole fucking family, or he makes six figures, or he makes fucking 80 grand and can support you and the fucking kids, but you make 80 grand, but you can't take the fucking leadership role as, okay, well, I make 80 grand. I can support the husband and the kids. Because traditionally, right, the man takes care of the family, right? Traditionally, the woman doesn't work. But now that the woman works just as traditionally as the man, why can't the woman take a man that makes less? I mean, it has been done, like T. Roney, in your lifetime experience, if you've done that, and I get it, but I'm not saying, but most women, I'm not speaking for you sisters up here, most women refuse to take the responsibility saying, well, since I make this, you got to do this. What if the men that made that kind of money had that attitude? Do you think is fucked up as we are as poor black folks? How many more fucked up poor black folks as we have? Nope, nope, nope. I'm holding out for a woman that makes the same as me. Fuck that.
But don't men do that? Men do that now.
Huh?
Men do that. Men do that all the time.
Well, men do that. Listen. Some men don't because the majority of men, whether you like it or not, are still the breadwinners of the household, except in your case, Roni, and that's a smaller
I'm not
percentage.
talking
But
about my
in
case. I'm
general,
just in general.
no, I'm saying in general, men generally earn more in America. Those are the numbers, statistically wise. Men earn more money. Okay, let me just roll this out real quick.
Mhm.
Men earn more money statistically.
Mhm.
Okay, and it's traditionally like and it is what it is. There are some cases where the woman earns more money, but it's not as common. Okay, there are some boss bitches out there, but usually the man earns a little more money, or they earn equal, and it's a two-income household. Okay,
Okay.
but there are several households where there is such thing. That's how the term housewife became common because, like, back in those days, the men earned money back in the olden days when women didn't have the opportunity to make money and stuff like that. But then there still are housewives where men make, say, $250,000 a year or whatever, and that's well more than enough to provide for a whole family, and your wife can raise the children and stuff like that. So that's where the term comes from. Go ahead, Tironi.
If there are men who statistically, as you're saying, make more money than women and are the breadwinners, are
The numbers.
households,
I'm not just
then
bringing
why?
it up.
Huh?
Mhm. No, I'm saying those are the numbers. If you look it up right now in America, that's just the numbers.
So if they're the breadwinners and they're heads of the households, why
Mhm.
are there so many single mothers out there?
Because they're having children without getting married.
But they're the breadwinners.
Doesn't matter. You say, why are there so many single women out there? Because they're not getting married before they have children.
So,
So if we're gonna just have, we're talking about support, or you're just talking about why they're single mothers, like
because
people reproduce without being married. Mm-hmm.
It seems like we're separating the two because you want to pat yourself on the back as a man, let's say, and you're the breadwinner,
Mm-hmm.
and yet you're not taking care of your responsibilities because you're a single parent, or you left your child, or understand. Or I'll give another example. If men are head of the household, because this whole thing about breadwinners comes from that Stepford ideology. So
that's from just back in the days, because that's traditional. Because usually,
what I'm saying is it's not traditional, but it's from the Stepford ideology.
Okay,
so,
break it down.
Talk about Stepford, that whole ideology of women being in the household and stuff. So you don't have to, if you are the head of the household, we're thinking about the lady, the woman who was at home.
Household means, when I say household, I mean a family, like a husband, a wife living together with children. That's what I mean by household. A traditional family, not a baby mama and some baby daddy nigga living across town getting the kids on the weekends. Not that. When I say, I mean traditional nuclear family, old school style. That's what I say when I use these terms. I'm just letting you know. Go ahead, continue.
So the 50s, let's just say the 50s aspect, that whole thing with a man and him being a breadwinner, right, now has gotten to the point where now women are supposedly, now we want to be equal because of whatever reasons we want to be equal. Let's just say
money. We want to get money.
We want to make money or whatever it is.
Power.
So since that is the case, and there are more women in the world than men, what would make you think that women are not out there dating below, I guess, their salary range? If these men, if the women have had their
obviously, but no, continue. Go continue.
Go ahead, please.
I'm sorry. No, I would think that, because if you look at the numbers, even as of right now, when you look at the majority of men, even though it's not fair to the women, there are more men. The average. Let's talk about average folks. Let's not talk about these fake boss bitches and all this other dumb shit. Let's talk about average people like me, like Smoke, regular Joe, Smoke, right? The average person in America, you have men and you have women. The average, if you balance it, if you look at the numbers, men make more money than the women, okay? And that's a fact, whether we want to admit it or not. Not your anecdotal experience, because you are educated with money and all that good shit, but that's not everybody, because the majority, the numbers don't say what people say on the internet, but basically the average salary for a man is what, 40,000. This is averaging everybody together. For male, you can look up the numbers because you're in front of the computer. Average salary for a male is what, $44,000, and the average for a woman is what, 35,000, something in those numbers. So traditionally, and not traditionally, statistically, okay. Right? But when I say breadwinner and all that, I'm talking about a husband and a wife married traditionally with children in a house. So when I say that, when I use those terms, I use breadwinner and leader of a household as in a nuclear family, which seems to be outdated. Like you may have mentioned, well, back in the 50s and the 60s, yeah, because we don't have fucking families anymore. Okay. Because the technology worked. The devil's plan worked. So now, along with now the women make the money now. Okay, well, where's the fucking family now? Okay, because you make the money now that the man makes, so you're making equal pay now. So everybody's a boss nigga, boss bitch. But the boss bitch don't want to say, okay, well, I'll take the boss nigga will date the McDonald's chick, but the boss bitch refuses to, because she doesn't want to that means she's gonna have to spend her own money responsibly. She wants to spend her money how she wants, so you have to come with the exact amount. Why? Because you're the man. You're supposed to wait, but you have equality. That's why they decided to pay you as much as the man, so you could possibly roles can be reversed sometimes. You understand? So like the man can be the breadwinner or the woman can be the breadwinner, but the woman refuses to take the breadwinner role in some circumstances, not all. She makes the same amount of money as the man, so she got the equality she wanted, but she doesn't want the responsibility, is what this appears to be a lot of times, because that lady is a millionaire. She could have a fucking homeless boyfriend because her $1 million salary could afford to take care of shit. So why couldn't she just, and we're talking about her in particular, not us, and
You should be
but
right.
in this particular instance, but you're trying to say that her $1 million, my salary can take care of my family, and I'm nowhere near $1 million. So why can't her $1 million take care of her husband and children that she doesn't have?
Because according to what you said, she's the woman and the man is the man, and the man is supposed to be the breadwinner.
Okay, but that's old. No, that's 1940s. No, because remember, because she didn't have the opportunity to make that money before. But now that she has the opportunity and the money's there, why does she not want to be the head of the household and pay for the family? Is what I'm asking. Why, when the woman makes, basically, we're talking in fucking circles. Tony D, what you got for me, man? Does it make sense?
apologize for having a different-
Do I have a fucking flower pot in my head? Does this make sense? What I'm saying?
We
Or
got.
am I living in bizarro world here?
Well, the kicker is traditionally we are supposed to be in charge. That's what they teach everybody. Man's supposed to run the home. Period. End of story.
But that
That'll
was
be equal opportunity.
before the playing
That's why I
field.
said traditionally, right? That's why I said traditionally.
Yep, go for it.
And now that women can make the same money men can make, there's a head bump due to the fact that women are used to men making more money than them. Period. End of story. You want to be on equal ground, but there's still something subliminal there where the man should be in charge. I'll go ahead and say it. There's still something subliminal there, because women nowadays, they're making six figures. They're looking for a dude higher than their six figures, if not seven. That's just flat out straight.
Why? Because your six figures could support a family.
I agree, but it's
you're supposed to be
the problem.
Like I said, it's still subliminally there.
Yeah,
it's still
handbag money.
Yes. Now, what she said, the lady in the interview, she said she don't want the bus driver, she wants the bus owner. She didn't necessarily play herself, but then she's going to say that she wasn't talking about the money. Yes, she was.
Yeah.
She
did. She put on her defense.
I'm not even trying to put her on blast, but that's what she did. You don't want the driver, you want the owner. Why? Because he's in more control, or it's because he's in a better economic standard? He's in a better economic standard. Let's just stop it. No,
she doesn't need the owner because she has a fucking $1 million salary already.
That's why I told you
the same thing about it. You're not tied up for money, bitch.
I know, but that's why I said subliminally, they still want somebody who
it's
has
about class.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. It's about class.
When the women make more, they want dudes who are higher. They don't want to take care of dudes.
So how can I have a broke bitch on my hip?
Because
tell me.
You're the man. You are supposedly. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but you're the guy.
We'll do that. We don't care. Once we able to take care of
why can't the girl have a broke nigga on her hip as well?
She can, and they are having them out there.
She has the same opportunity to make money as me.
Agreed.
And it's an anecdotal experience, because I understand, Roni, you may have dated down. Star Child, you may have dated down. A few women have dated down because you're down to earth sisters that think realistically in real world situations. But apparently this woman that has $1 million salary could not date. And I'm just, this is just like just a topic for open discussion. It's not really you know what I mean? It's not.
Well, yeah. Can I add to that?
I'm not cooking her. Mm-hmm.
What the other thing I was trying to say was, like, most women forget this lady. She's got money.
She's
Most women do date down. This is not reflective of general women.
Most women date down. No, I'm asking. Tell me. Mm-hmm.
I feel, and this is my opinion, I feel like most women do date down. We're not looking at. We want to be taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's important to me. Can you take care of me in the long run? So it won't be so much about money, because in the sense we're excusing the money part, the dating down part is equivalent to money, which is how come she got away with this whole ownership explanation, which is why
Okay.
she's doing it, because she's a lawyer, she's good, she knows words.
She
But
still made herself look stupid on that motherfucker. That guy just cooked her ass. Go ahead.
but it's
Take
about how are you going to take care of me in the long run? What is my future with you? Am I going to be like dating six? I don't want to date, so I want to know that I'm going to be taken care of. I want to know that I'm going to have a roof over my head, right? Even if I'm in the street, like if I'm a woman and I'm in the street doing wrong, I'm cheating on my husband, at the same time I can come home and still have my husband in my bed or my boyfriend in my bed. We want to be taken care of.
I know, and I get it. But the $1 million salary you make can take care of financially yourself. So you pretty much need a man to do, for example, right? What is your definition of taking care of? And I'm not trying to put you in the hot seat, put you sisters on the hot seat, but what does taking care of technically mean? Because if you have $1 million salary, right, or a sister that has has all of their ducks lined up in a row and is like you, for example, T-Roni, we're not going to talk about your personal accolades and all that other good shit, but you got your shit together, right? What do you don't need a nigga with money, right? Because you're taken care of already. You got your own shit, the house, the Benz, all that shit, you got it. What the fuck do you need a nigga with money for? You don't want somebody mooching off of you. But when you say taken care of, you may need a man that can, for example, you're in public, somebody, she got a fatty, somebody that you need protection in public. You need a nigga that can fix the leaky sink, even though you don't, because you can call a plumber because you can afford it. You need a nigga that can, when you hear that bump in the night and somebody try to run up in the house like, yo, this shit, she look like she got money, I'm running up in here. You need the nigga to respond while you hiding. You need somebody to answer the bump in the night. That's what you don't need a nigga with money, because the money's there already. You understand what I'm saying? So that's just the part that I'm getting to. Not saying you in particular, but that's the part I'm getting to with this $1 million chick. Oh, well, like, he needs to own this and that and the other. No, you need somebody, since you balling, bitch, you need somebody to protect your ass when police don't get right there. When a nigga kick your door in to rob your shit, police ain't coming in 2 seconds, bitch. That's the reality of the fucking fact. So you can live this fantasy shit out all you want. Well, I need her. The gated community, he sees you a bitch, and you look down to him when you pass by security and you turn your nose up to him. So you think the gated security guy is gonna come rescue you when you say, "Oh, there's a break-in in the house for 11." Oh yeah, that snob bitch, he gonna let you get killed. So a lot of people need an attitude adjustment in this real world, and that's facts coming from the smokester. I'm just saying, goddamn it. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tony D, where you at? We're gonna move on to the next subject right now.
You're laughing at your ass. I know what you're saying. No, I'm gonna be honest. Women want a man that's going to be there to protect them, take care, to provide for them. It can be seen as more than economical. This is true.
Obviously, it can't be in today's fake ass material world.
Well, the kicker is money ain't an issue until it becomes one. That's where the confusion lies. Money ain't an issue until it becomes one. Both of y'all can be 6 figures. Let one of you not have it. Watch who's going
That's what I was gonna. Yes,
yeah. There you go. Watch who's going to fuss first. And I say that to the women up front. The fellas already know she ain't got it. All right, I'll take care of it. If I ain't got it and she ain't got it, we ain't going. But if she got it and I don't have it, I'm gonna have to face an argument.
Yep, because she don't want to spend her own money. Yeah. Her money is hers, and your money is ours, honey.
I meant to throw that in there. You spoke on that. There was a couple of points I was listening to while I was out, and
speak on it, brother.
Your money is our money, and my money is my money. That's some bullshit, ladies. I gotta tell y'all right now, especially if you're making an equal amount of money as we are. Yeah, for real. Because if the fellas ever did that shit, we'd be some cheap asses, and y'all know it because you all have called us. Yes, y'all call us out. We don't want to spend any money on you or the amount of money that you wanted to spend on you. You will find a way to get it to spend some type of money or build up to the amount that you want in the first place. I've seen it too many times. I'm 50 years old. I've been listening to women for 30 years. Call me out if you want to, bitch. I got all day. Sorry. I got all day. Y'all do this shit. I will say that. Like I said, opinion radio, I try to keep my cool. Fuck that shit. Y'all do that too damn much. Fellas, if you got money, if you got a little bit of money, if she spends money on you, don't front on her. Don't, because you know good and damn well women will spend more money on themselves than they will on you, no matter how much they spend on you. So if you have a chance to recoup, reciprocate, and or be there just as much as she has, do it. That is the endurance we do not share in a lot of today's relationships. People are too busy trying to see what they can get out of somebody instead of reciprocating what people have done for them. That is 100. I dare anybody out there to challenge me. Anybody. Y'all ain't happy because y'all too busy trying to take advantage of some damn body. Traditionally, we are supposed to take care of women. Ladies, you can make the same amount of money we can. All right, this is what everybody needs to do. Put y'all money together and stop bullshitting. I'm done.
There you go. That's the main thing. Roman the chat room says, Star Child, what's your definition of being taken care of? Star Child had to slide early today because she has some business to take care of. I don't know if I want to pass that to T-Roni or not, because that may have been specifically for Star Child. I don't know. But what's your definition of taking care of, T-Roni? I'm gonna just slide over to you real quick before we skip subjects. Like, you say women want to be taken care of. It's like financially, physically, mentally. Just real quick, what's your definition of taking care of?
All
lady on the panel.
Like, to me, the same way a guy feel like he wants to be taken care of. I mean, we're women, we're people, we're human beings. Just like, so this to separate us is wrong, right? Men want to be felt like they're needed. Women want to be felt like they're needed. Men want to feel like they're being taken care of, I guess, as far as like the house, the bills, the money.
No, we just want you to give us a back rub and just maybe cook a meal.
Like back rub. Like,
that's taken care of for a man. We're not complicated. We don't want too much, man. A basic traditional man, because me and Tony D will represent quote unquote classic man.
I can turn classic.
I can go to work 7 days a week. It don't matter.
And men like a meal cooked for them. Women like that too. Women like a meal cooked for them. Men, if y'all want, like,
if you're the breadwinner, yes. And if you're the person at home, cook the fucking meal. Right? Does that make sense? Right? Oh no.
No.
Okay, so if I'm at work 7 days a week,
it's a little different
if you're home.
Go ahead.
And if you're at work, T-Roni 7 days a week, and I'm sitting on my ass smoking weed, playing video games, you goddamn right, I'm gonna have a 5-star meal waiting for you because you didn't went out and did all like if you was the breadwinner, I'm gonna have your shits right when you come back.
That's true.
You come home, if you working, I'm the house husband, Mr. Mom. Food is gonna be set, everything's gonna be right when you come back. Cause I'm like, shit, I gotta prove my motherfucking worth. If we both working, then we're gonna work a schedule like, well, you cook today, we're gonna get in where we fit in. But if it's like a situation where it's a one income house, the other person that's not bringing in the income has to hold down the other end of the game. I'm sorry, T-Roni, if I didn't mean to steal your thunder. But that's taken care of, because men are simple. But for women, what's your version of taking care of? If you're the breadwinner, what do you want?
We're simple as well. The same thing. We're human beings. We're not like some weird species. It's not that hard to figure out. Every person is different. Just like every man is different, every person is different.
But there's basics like food,
same.
Pampering, massage. There's basic shit. Let's go with the basic shit. Tell us the basic shit from the woman's
same basics. Like, this is what I'm trying to explain.
You tell us what your standard is.
Same basics is me. I'm different because I'm a person. So I don't want to be like on.
I'm not a person. I'm alien.
You know what I'm saying? But let's just say food. Yes, we like dinner made. But if we have to eat out, we will eat out. We don't like to be tired. We don't like things fussy and yelling and all that stuff. We don't want that either. Y'all don't want it. We don't want it. Okay. So we want a roof over our head. You want roof over our head. We want roof over our head. Now, how we get these things is a little different, right? Because some women do get it. They think, which is why some girls butt heads with girls a lot or often. Some girls feel like some women feel like the way to get all this, the happiness, is through a guy.
Okay.
Where others feel like, okay, I got to get it myself. There's no in between for us, because more than likely, it's hard for a woman to rely on her parents. So therefore, we depend on ourselves. So like the whole thing about being independent is because we don't have options. Like you said, most men have the higher paying jobs, even though women are being paid. We want the equality and all that stuff. It's because men are the ones with the income.
Okay.
So it's like we can't we are human just like y'all. I mean, like, why shouldn't we want pay? If you're in a
I'm not
job,
saying there's anything wrong with it. No, it's nothing. No.
if you're in a job and you're doing, and I'm doing the same job as you, why shouldn't I get the same pay as you?
Exactly.
That's where
That's usually, but listen, just real quick before we move on, because I said this a couple of times, but like we're gonna move on, but we never did. But real quick, we're gonna bust down because we almost at the 1 hour mark. We're gonna just cover two things, I guess, right? But there's no such thing as I really don't. It's very, very, very rare that it's like, well, the because that's illegal. Number one, in the United States, I can't hire both of you for the same job, and you're coming in with the same experience, and like, well, he's doing a job, and like, that's not supposed to be. It's illegal, whether it's practiced or not. Of course, illegal practices are always being in play, but if they're looking for a team, for example, we need 8 accountants and we're going to bring them all in entry level. They're not going to say, okay, well, she's a girl, we're going to pay you less, and we're going to pay him more because he's a man, because we're all coming in entry level. So that doesn't happen. So we're just like,
not anymore.
At the same time, if T-Roni, okay, well, it happens. Well, whatever, who gives a fuck? Because I got to look at it like this, because I'm tired of going back and forth with it. But ultimately, just in case if she gets paid more because affirmative action, why should the black girl get paid more than the white boy? You know why? Because the company gets a double credit, because number one is female and number two is black. So they get a double tax credit. A lot of people don't know that. Okay. And then she'll get paid more than the white boy on the entry level. But let's not talk about that. Okay. Because that's going to be a little too deep for folks. But is it fair for the white boy? Why does she get more money? Because she's black, and behind the scenes, our company gets a double tax credit, but you niggers don't know about that. Okay, but we'll talk about that later. So it happens both ways. It's a double-edged sword, but ultimately the people in power pull these strings, and we don't really have a say in it. But ultimately, she'll get paid more, but she still won't take on the responsibility of saying, well, I'm going to run the house, and I'm going to pay for shit, because she won't date down. Okay? And if she's down to earth like Roni, she will. And if fellas out there, if your lady makes more than you, put some respect on it. Okay? I'll put it like that. You know what I'm saying? So salute to T-Roni and the sisters that are willing to date down. Keep up the good work. And to Miss whatever the fuck her name was that won't date the bus driver, fuck you, eat a dick. All right. Let's move on to the next topic. Oh, let's see. Where were we? New York City.
Oof.
You already know where we're going with this.
Yeah,
New York City on fire. The city's on fire right now. The Planters Peanut Man, aka the Mayor Eric Adams, I think his name is.
Yeah,
he's under scrutiny right now, so he's not gonna get to dance around his can of peanuts. No shucking and jiving here, nigga. The city's hot right now. Let's talk about it. Let me see. Should I roll a video? No, not yet.
Roll a video.
I'm like,
he's in trouble. No, he's in trouble for real. He's in trouble. I see it. I see it all down here. He's in trouble.
Peanut head motherfucker. So let's talk about it. Hold on, let me think this, because the opinions of Big Smoke are not necessarily there. So Tony D or T-Roni. I don't give a fuck, but let's get at it. Hold on, where's it at? Hold on, let me find it. Give me a second here. Let's roll this shit. Warning, graphic content. Are they gonna let me play this shit? Let me see. Oh, all right. Let's see. Is this just
protest? What's good?
It's on YouTube.
I think this is just a little protest footage, but we're gonna what's the name? Hold on. Where's my StreamYard? Where's my presenter? Let's add this shit to the stream. Let's see what we got here.
Justice for Jordan! Justice for Jordan! Protesters gathered outside the Manhattan District Attorney's Office on Friday to demand charges for a white former U.S. Marine who was seen on video putting a black homeless man in a deadly chokehold on a New York City subway train. The city's medical examiner said 30-year-old Jordan Neely died by compression to his neck in the incident on Monday. The examiner's homicide finding alone does not imply intent or culpability, which are issues that prosecutors will consider in deciding whether to bring criminal charges.
What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now.
Protesters held signs that read, "Smash white vigilantism and indict the coward," and expressed outrage over the lack of city support for those suffering from mental illness and homelessness.
The murder of Jordan Neely is the direct result of the systematic abandonment of homeless people, of people in mental health crises.
Video of the incident, which has circulated on social media, showed 2 other men restraining Neely's arms before his body goes limp. The altercation occurred after he boarded the train and began yelling at passengers, saying he was hungry and ready to die, according to a report from the New York Times citing police.
Because Jordan Neely looked like me. He was black. He was an artist. He danced. And he told you he was hungry. He told you he was thirsty. He told you he was ready to die, and you killed him.
Local media reported the 24-year-old former Marine was questioned by police and released on Monday.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yikes.
So here we go.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Go ahead. Ooh.
Go ahead, because I don't gotta go
No,
first.
no. Let me go first because Tony D's gonna say
Yes,
what
ma'am.
he's gonna say,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I want him to be free enough to say it. Okay.
Go ahead.
You know,
Yeah, with this.
now this is just my opinion. The homelessness
Me too.
is such an epidemic, right? And there are a
We
lot of
housing illegal, dirty, shitty Mexicans that snuck across the border that shouldn't even fucking be here.
Smoke, let
Okay.
him finish.
Well,
Hey, these
I
motherfuckers are in the
ain't say
expensive
none of
hotels.
that, okay?
Oh,
Let him finish. Smoke. Let him finish.
that's my thing. You got a
Is
bunch of dirty, illegal cocksuckers in fucking luxury hotels,
there's a lot
and you
of
got
homeless
veterans
people who
on the
are
street.
aggressive. They
I'm
are
sorry, go
very
ahead.
aggressive. I'm not gonna lie, especially at NYC and in the DC area. I'm specifically saying DC. They're very aggressive, and I'm pretty sure in the Los Angeles area too. Okay, so we do,
Oh, yeah, Los Angeles
granted,
homelessness
and a
is
lot of them
insane.
do have mental illnesses. Now, I, as a me, train, I take the train or whatever. I don't know if he's gonna approach me, if he's trying to get aggressive, if he's in my face or whatever. So, like, we don't see that whole thing. Be that as it may, yes, this white vigilantism has gotten to an all-time high, and it is out of pocket. These people, what is this? What? And they know there's like a 50-50 because they've been doing it for so long. There's a 50-50 shot they're gonna get off, or they're just gonna slap on the wrist. So they just do it, right? We can't do what they do, right? And even if we did what they did, we don't get railed the way they do. So this is important. And I would love to hear y'all opinion about this white vigilantism, because I think that's at the forefront of this whole thing, because this is not the, especially with that young kid that was killed by that 80-year-old guy on top of that. So it's like, why is this an all-time high? So you can't kill me this way. So what you do is this, you're doing it to save people. I don't know. Please explain that to me. I don't know what's going on.
Well,
What do I need to do to protect myself if I'm a train and bus taker or whatever, or if I'm walking down the block, or if I happen to be on a street corner and they feel like I don't own the house that I own, or if I'm in the parking lot and they don't feel like that's the car that I belong in, or if I drive to the wrong house, if the Grubhub people drop my food off at the wrong location, or Amazon drop my box in the wrong location, I gotta go to that location to get my package, and they feel like I'm on their property. Like, what? When does this end? So I'm sorry.
It's opinion radio. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My thing is this, right? Let me give you my shit is this, right? As a New Yorker, right? I do take the train from time to time, and that shit is everyday normal business. I don't know who this fucking crackerjack ass ex-military cocksucker the fucker is, where if you were a person that takes the New York City subway, and I can tell you because he had help also. It wasn't just the
Thank you.
sleeper. Those other 2 white boys jumped in too. Okay.
The fuck happened to them?
So I don't know if police. They didn't say police detained and questioned them also, but he had help. It was a 3-man murder, actually, right?
Facts.
So from just viewing that little video clip right there, you can see other people were assisting, as the commentator said on the news. Other men, the other guy came and grabbed the hands, so he's a direct accessory to the murder. And the other gentleman that was standing over, he briefly participated, though it was briefly participated. He was still part of it, right? He still put his hands on the gentleman also while he was being choked to death. Okay, so it's 3 people that need to be um face some type of charges. Number one. Number two, as a New Yorker, this happens all the time on the train. Half of the people that saw this individual come on the train probably didn't pay this motherfucker no attention.
Right.
Because every train stop, there's some goofy jackass coming on the train saying, "I'm hungry, I don't got no money." Either they're gonna dance, either they're gonna whatever the fuck they're gonna sing poetry, they're gonna sing, they're gonna do
Selling
whatever the fuck
batteries.
they're gonna come on with a fake broken leg. It's just the fucking nature of New York. That's what the subway is. Half of the people didn't pay no attention to this motherfucker. I can rest assure you. This is everyday business on the train. Every stop, some goofball. You
Feel
expect
like this is the
that's why
70s.
people just keep their head down because they like we so tired of this shit getting on the train. It's everyday business. So some cocksucker wants to spring into action and hold him in a sleep hold. Hold him in a we could let the dope fiend. You're gonna throw this nigga in a dope fiend. But think about this. What if it was a nigger that threw a white
That's what I was
cracker
gonna say. That's
into
what I
a
was
dope
gonna say.
fiend?
That's what I was gonna say.
When police
I'm
came and this white
gonna jump in on that shit.
homeless
If a black dude would have done that shit, would you have gotten him out of jail? Would you have let him out of jail even if he was a veteran? If he was black and he did that shit, 2 other black dudes held a white dude
other guy
down
didn't
like
go to
that,
jail.
he'd have gotten the fuck off.
Listen, the murderer did not go to jail. The other 2 that assisted in the murder allegedly weren't even questioned. According to eyewitnesses, the other 2 that participated in the murder were not questioned by the police at the time. Just the murderer that held the guy in the chokehold for 15 minutes till his body was unresponsive. Police got there, he was already dead, and they just questioned him and let him go about his business. So if it was a black quote unquote vigilante that did this to a white, apparently homeless person, they would have been like, sir, you're gonna have to come down to the station, the precinct, for a little more questioning. They would have ran a background check on the black guy to make sure he had no warrants. It would have been a little more complicated than just like, a crazy nigger acting erratic on the train. Okay, a white guy, hey man, show your military ID and just go the fuck home and get the gun on the phone. Guess what, dude? I killed a nigger. Yeah. No,
That's not.
no, motherfucker. That ain't gonna slide here. So Planters Peanut Man, you egghead nigger. Okay. If that was your nephew, nigger, you wouldn't feel so nonchalant about the situation, would it? I don't think so. Okay. If it was your baby mama's brother or something, Mr. Planters Peanut Man posing as a mayor, I don't think that you would take this so fucking lightly. Okay. It's good to see some white folk at the forefront of this, because there are just as many homeless white folk as there are black folk in New York City. Whether you, for those that don't live out there, you see a lot of homeless white folk on the street as well, men, veterans, women as well, bag ladies and shit like that. So it's not really a color or a race issue. Homelessness is a big problem in New York City. And meanwhile, we're housing fucking illegal Mexicans in high-end hotels, and they telling you go fuck yourself. We ain't getting out. I'm gonna you know what I want to do? I want to promote a battle royal. The homeless whites and blacks versus the dirty illegal Mexicans. Let them have a fucking battle royal and see who gets preferential treatment in America. Let's put them all in a war. Let's let the illegals. Let's have a fucking it's like a bootleg dirty underground civil war. Let all the homeless and all the illegals fight it out, because apparently our government is more concerned about taking care of illegals because they want to try to establish a new voters base. But we're not going to get too political in that. But they want to overflood the country with a bunch of goofy motherfuckers that just know, hey man, this party they let me come into the place for free and give me money and all. I like these people. So that's going to be a whole nother story. No disrespect to any ethnic groups, but this is what is going on. And I'm just saying, this is what the fuck it is. The country is being invaded, right? And these people are being taken care of. But meanwhile, you have homeless veterans on the street, and we have a lot of homeless folks on the street. People that actually did at one point pay taxes, people that actually paid into Social Security, whether they worked 1 week before they fell off the wagon or whatever. They deserve better. They were born citizens here, so they deserve to be treated a little bit better than people out of here illegally. That's all I gotta say on that note. But Tony D, what you got, man? Let's
D by the bus. Tony
I wanted to filibuster as long as I could to give him time to cool off a little bit.
He is sweating.
But let's get it. Let's get it, player.
I want to give a big out. I want to be able to give a shout out to the protesters who spoke against white vigilantism. It's about damn time. And I'm gonna say it like that on purpose. T-Rooney just brought up the example. The teenage kid that got shot there in Kansas City. Now you got a homeless man getting choked out, and he held help choking him out. If any one of those assailants would have been black, how fast would they have been locked up? No questions asked, no bail.
3 black men kill a white homeless.
Thank
quote
you.
unquote,
Thank you. Just because he said he was hungry. A black man shoots a white kid because he knocked on the wrong fucking door. Y'all go ahead on with this bullshit, man. For real. White vigilantism, what they said was the truth. It is the truth. I'm off the mental health. I'm off the mental illness bullshit. I'm off of that. It's too fucking obvious. Entirely.
Yeah, it is. Very.
Nobody's talking about the 3 black sisters that was found in that other county dead. Nobody's fucking talking about.
What? That's right. Yes.
Nobody. No fucking
about that next. Well, we're gonna talk about it next.
Y'all still talking about John Benet Ramsey 20 years later. Get the fuck out of here, man.
But Trayvon Martin, right? That's white vigilantism.
Yep.
I don't even know if it's white vigilantism or not. All I know is 3 black sisters were found dead by a damn lake, and nobody's fucking talking about it. I'm gonna just go ahead and throw it out there. White vigilantism is what the fuck is going on. And Smoke, as far as what you said about the immigrants coming in and trying to build a new voter base, you're correct. I do agree with that. Do I have a problem with the immigrants coming in here? Not necessarily, because they're taking the jobs we don't fucking want anymore. That's why they're bringing them the fuck in.
We don't want those jobs no more because
I just came from a carnival.
Because it's not acceptable for our women, because our women won't date us. So I can't drive a bus.
What about the guy who lost his life jogging? What about this guy what's his name? He lost his life
jogging. No boogie because I drive a bus now, so I don't want that job anymore.
This shit is out of control.
Women don't want us.
Like I said, if the roles were reversed, how would it have been seen if the roles were reversed?
It's they. How do you say it? So I watched this TV show. It's called Fear Thy Neighbor. Okay. Mm-hmm. And it is about neighbors that get into it and usually ends in deadly consequences. Now, the main theme that I'm always hearing, stand my ground and defend my, what is that word? To stand my ground. They love using that term. That terminology has now, you talk about woke being weaponized, the word term woke stand like whatever it's called, stand your ground. Is it called stand your ground?
Stand your ground law.
That's a law. That's a law in certain states like Florida, for example.
A weapon now.
It can't be weaponized if it's not a law. So I can't claim I'm standing my ground in New York because that law does not apply in New York. You understand? So I'm going to be subjectable to different punishment than if I was in a quote unquote legal stand your ground state like Florida. So there's different. You understand? There's different ramifications to the same situation in different states. Go ahead.
Yes, my point was, my point of the stand your ground is the fact that this has become the reason why we can be killed with no consequences.
Yep.
I'm standing my ground.
What you're saying, New York, in different states or whatever.
Yeah, don't work here though.
Mainly, this has now become this thing, and it does go back to white privilege, I'm sorry to say, because we can't use that. The theories, the stay in your ground has roots in racism, in segregation.
Okay.
So when does it end for us? 'Cause it never ends, because we could never stand our ground. We'll never, if you're my complexion or whatever, you'll never be able to stand your ground. You'll never be right. Like, the videos is out there. George Floyd, this guy, all the videos are out there, and we can never be right.
Well, the only way you can be right is if there's a video. Because if there ain't no video, guess what? You're fucked. So you better hope somebody got that videotape rolling, because George Floyd, hey, people were prosecuted. You understand what I'm saying? But only because there's a video. And then even if and remember, that was only politicized. That only reason why that actually happened is because that was an election year. So we're not going to get into that. But I don't want to go too far into that. But just, if anything fucked up happens to you, just pray somebody has a video, somebody got their little cell phone out, because if not, you're fucked. And even if they do, the chances are you're fucked anyway. But at least you got a puncher's chance at some kind of justice or something if there's a little something on video. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of cities that don't allow. I'm not trying to like compete you, but there's a lot of cities that not allow you to record. So it is inadmissible in court, even if you do record.
Okay. Well,
Exactly.
then you're double fucked. Well, you're double fucked then. Okay.
Exactly.
Well, to those states, fuck you. Put your shit together. Okay. Because that's the only, you know what I mean?
Not even states, jurisdictions.
Yeah. If it's my life or yours, I'm laying you the fuck down. Fuck that. We'll talk about that later.
Everybody about to get laid the fuck out.
That's the game, nigga. We'll talk about all that. Yeah, judge me later, motherfucker. But I'm still here. Whole lot. You know what I'm saying? So that's the real shit.
Damn, y'all done made me break a sweat tonight. I was trying to behave. Shit.
Put a nigga in the ground if I'm strapped. Tell a bandana. Fuck that nigga. Keep that shit a hand. So yeah, man. But so like I say, if the shoe was on the other foot, it's possible that you may have had to go at least down to the precinct and do a little more in the event that it was role reversal as far as color wise. And it's fucked up that everything has to be race oriented, but let's just look at it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, wow. If it was white on white, people would have still been like, what the fuck, man? You know what I'm saying? If it's black on black, black on white, whatever. But if it's the black on white, definitely I think police would have brought the individual down to the station.
What was the reason? The reason why they choked him was because he was asking for food. Like, that was the
no. He came on aggressively. Allegedly, the gentleman came on there, and I won't. This is not a direct quote because this was from different stories. He came on the joint aggressive, like, I'm hungry, I'm broke, I don't care. I gotta go to jail. Basically trying to verbally intimidate people on the train. Like, I'm broke, I'm hungry, I'm one of them. I'm ready to die. I'll do anything. I'll go to jail. Just to make people get intimidated to be like, okay, give him $1 or something. You know what I'm saying? So trying to talk tough. But that wasn't even him, because I saw on YouTube his background. The guy was a professional at the begging on trains and shit. He used to dress up like Michael Jackson and dance. They had pictures of the motherfucker and all that shit. Oh, excuse me, damn, I don't mean it like that. Rest in peace, dude. But they had pictures of him like with the little Michael Jackson shit on, doing a dance. So I guess maybe his Michael Jackson jacket got repossessed. So times got hard after the Rona, so he just said, fuck all that dancing. I'm gonna try to. Because remember, thug shit came into play. Like back in the days.
Kids don't know Michael Jackson.
We're gonna have some fun now. No disrespect to that man or his family. We're gonna have some fun with it. Back in the days in the 80s. So say this cat was doing this for a career, right? And when Michael Jackson was popping back then, it was, you know what I mean? Nigga had the Michael Jackson get up going. The shit was working back then. You know what I mean? But then, because our culture is trash. Black American culture is total garbage. Okay. It moved away from the smooth R&B lovers.
Lil Uzi Vert. He
to
out there,
life.
little baby. Doing little baby impersonations.
He traded in his Michael Jackson red leather Michael Jackson jacket for a Uzi and a Thug Life. Iron on.
Harry Styles. He's out there impersonating Harry Styles and
Kevin Gate and them. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Like, you know, so yeah, he traded it in for the gangster, for the Thug Life gimmick. And that shit ain't work. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like allegedly he came on the joint talking aggressive on some thug shit. And he before he could even like he didn't approach anybody aggressively. He just was making an aggressive speech. Like, you know, when you know it's New York, man. You come on, bung, bung, the door closed. The last nigga to come on is this goofball. Of course, when everybody settled down, excuse me, everybody, check this out. You know, and then you give your little sob story, and then you walk around the train, and if anybody gives you money, they give you money. That's how the shit works, right? He came on the joint allegedly on some thug shit. Like, fuck it. Everybody love Tupac. Let me try to pretend I'm a thug, nigga. I'll go to jail, nigga. I'm hungry, nigga. I'm willing to die. Like, he just repeated a bunch of Biggie Smalls and Tupac fucking quotes, a bunch of dead nigga quotes. I'm ready to die and I'll go to jail and I'm a thug, nigga. And somebody just said, fuck it, let me just jump on him. So in the middle, before he could even get his little fucking fake ass thug speech off, fucking vigilante cracker jumps on him on some pussy shit from behind. He ain't even square up with the nigga. Like, fuck that nigga. You ain't getting shit. If he was so gangster, why he ain't square up with dude? Right? Think about it. If he was so fucking gangster, your military training, you ain't that gangster, man. Fuck you. Because you would have said, yo, turn around, motherfucker. You ain't getting shit from nobody. Get your punk ass out of here. The next stop, get the fuck off the train. If you about that life, right? Does that make sense? If that, tell me, does that make sense? If you are so vigilante, yo, man, we not comfortable with you on here. Get the fuck off the train at the next stop. And you square up to him face to face and dare him to make a move and make him get off the fucking train. But you're gonna jump on this man from behind and throw him in a fucking chokehold.
Did he have issues? The Marine, the guy?
Obviously not, because he went home. He went and had lunch. Went home and told his friends he killed a nigga today. So obviously he ain't have no fucking issues because police didn't investigate it. Okay. I'm just saying. So there's been a lot of the train system. They shut down the trains the other day. Also, there was a big protest. Oh man, I meant to, what's the name of that? But they had a big protest. They shut down the train system. There was a what's the name with police? Hold on, let me see if I can find that. Let's check it out because it's getting hot. It's getting hot. It was on ABC News. It was getting hot out there. It was on the news. Let me show. Let's see if we can pull this up because they had the big chant, F Eric Adams. F Eric Adams. It was kind of hot. Actually.
I mean, part of me is like sad because what can Eric Adams has to do his job. He has to be the front, and he's that black guy in on the stage.
Well, put it like this: as an ex-police officer,
that's right? Another. Yep.
As an ex-police officer, he could look at the footage a little different. You understand what I'm saying? He could look at it with a little more critical eye.
Yes.
And detect. Because remember, chokeholds were, since Eric Gardner was killed for selling loose cigarettes by some cracker vigilante police officers that actually didn't get prosecuted. Oddly enough, after that, they actually banned these illegal chokeholds from use by the the police department. It's, hey man, we can't use chokeholds anymore. You understand? As a result of somebody being killed in New York City, ironically, by police. So let's see. Let's try to find the hold on, subway protest in New York City. Let's check it out. Subway protest. Let's see if I can pull up some more beautiful. Yep, subway protest in New York City. I was watching the news and it got real spooky down there. Yep, here it goes right here. This is it. Let's check this out, y'all. This got real gangster. This is that Channel 7 shit. Hold on. I was actually watching this live too. Let's share it. Hold on.
The platform, you see police right here. I'm going to try to walk you through the crowd as much as I can, but my biggest thing right now is to stay safe. Actually, if we can just go to the subway car, you can see the subway is actually stopped right now because of these demonstrations. You heard at the top of the show that, they were chanting, there were drums, police are here. I'm hearing that they're about to start making arrests, and here is the reason why. On the other side, we're understanding that someone is actually on the tracks, and so I just want to make sure that that's exactly what we're seeing. Again, it is pretty
This is before it
chaotic.
got hot.
Is there someone on the tracks here? No,
They
we're
was
not
on the
even.
tracks. I saw that.
So we're going to get to a safe location, but obviously this is an emotionally charged environment. And you can see the standoff here essentially between police officers, this gentleman yelling at officers. And all of this is over the death of Jordan Neely that happened during the day on a subway car. That video that's gone viral at this point. And again, there's been outrage over this. I mean, we've been with these demonstrators walking throughout the streets of Manhattan for hours. They were in Midtown Manhattan, and they worked their way up. They've been chanting his name, pushing and shoving here. And it looks like officers are working to try to defuse
Fair
the
use, y'all. Fair
situation. More
use.
people jumping in. Again, we're going to stay back as far as we can.
It started getting hot.
Here live on the air. You've got several officers taking down several gentlemen here. And again, all of this
Okay, let
subway
me
car
take it
here
down.
is stopped.
I'm
To try to give you a bird's eye view as best as
yeah,
we
this
can.
just started getting hot. Basically, the drought got hot, and
And trust me, if you
yeah,
use the subway, that's
basically.
a
Okay,
bad
Ronnie.
situation. If you use the situation on the regular, if you use the subway on the regular, that's a bad
Oh, yeah.
situation. You got to realize
Oh,
the
for
majority
sure,
of
for
a lot
sure.
of
That
New
shit-
Yorkers use the subway and the buses. That's not good right there at all.
No, no,
It's not good right
Yeah,
there.
it
And
got
that's how
hot.
many people are feeling the bullshit. That's how many people are feeling
Yeah,
that bullshit.
no.
Real, man. Y'all, I mean, a lot of people going to think we're
Yeah.
being too emotional. Fuck that shit. Y'all killing motherfuckers like getting nothing, and then you're advertising this shit. Then you fucking getting away with it. When it's in reverse, we don't. That's the motherfucking problem. Fix that shit. Period.
Facts.
New York
Well,
subways
but
and
the whole thing
buses
is
are always fucking busy, but you don't have this fucking situation until some stupid shit or some dumb shit or a regular motherfucker decide he's gonna take it in his own hands and then he get the fuck off when the average motherfucker doesn't. I said it like that on purpose. Regular motherfucker.
Well, the average. Yeah. Well, like I say,
It don't have to be the train. It could be anywhere. It's like they literally have the right to control our lives. And we're supposed to know the law. We're supposed to not resist. Whenever
we just fucking die after knowing all that.
When we get beat, yes. When we get beat, we should have, if we cause our own death at these hands. Like it's just so much. It's all
and half of y'all up in here. I'm sorry. Let me stop. I apologize for cutting you off.
How did the guy get off though? Why did they say
exactly?
What
they didn't. No, I guess they just filed the report. Because remember, when police came to the scene, the guy, he was being held in a chokehold for 15 minutes. So remember earlier I was making a joke about, well, when that guy runs up in your house, you better have a man because police ain't gonna be right there. It's gonna take him a while.
That's real
so
shit.
It took police 15 minutes to get there, and this motherfucker held him in a chokehold 15 minutes, cutting off his oxygen for 15 minutes while those other two white boys helped him by holding the guy's hands so he couldn't fight the motherfucker off of him, and he died. Basically, it took the police 15 minutes to get there. Police are not gonna be readily remember, police show up after the fact to take a report.
Right, of course.
They don't come during the middle of the shit. Okay, you're never gonna call police and they get there while whatever you're calling them for is in progress. If you're getting your ass kicked, your ass got kicked already. They just did maybe call an ambulance for you if you survived. They're not coming while your ass is getting kicked. You're not gonna say, "Hey, somebody's kicking my ass." Okay, we'll be there before your ass is finished getting kicked. It doesn't work that way. Okay, they show up after the fact.
And a bunch of y'all keep saying it is what it is. You don't go through this shit. A bunch of y'all sitting back talking about, I don't know what to tell you because you don't go through this shit. What if that was your monkey ass?
Hey, man.
Period.
Yeah.
That's what pisses motherfuckers off.
I like to just reverse the roles for remember that movie? Was it John Travolta and what's the name when
oh my goodness, because Harry Belafonte passed, and we were just talking about that.
Oh really? Oh man,
yes.
Rest in peace to that brother. I didn't know that, man.
You didn't know Harry Belafonte passed?
I didn't know
you
that.
didn't know Harry Belafonte passed? Oh, dude.
I don't know shit. I'm not really plugged in.
Talking about White Man's Burden.
White Man's
Yeah,
Burden.
I saw that in the theater.
Nobody
Actually,
talk about that movie, T-Ronnie.
you know why? Because that
That
shit
shit
is too
20
real.
fucking years old. Nobody talks about that shit.
That movie was lit. I don't
So-
care. It was ahead of it. It was
Ahead of his time, right? I would like to actually live that way for about a good year. Man, I put a foot in so much ass. I probably let me stop. Let me
yes.
stop in advance. I would do a lot of shit. I would exercise my privilege to the
You would
fullest.
stand your
other people
ground.
do. Yes, stand my ground and do other things amongst that aren't punishable for certain folks.
You felt
I would
afraid.
use my
Afraid
privilege. Go ahead.
You'd be afraid for your life, so you'd have to protect yourself at all costs.
Yes, all day, every day. I'd be what's the name of that movie again? I have to put that in the chat for those listening. Check that movie out. What is it called again, Roni?
White Man's Burden.
White Man's Burden. Check that
John
out.
Travolta, Harry Belafonte. Came out in the early 90s, I believe it was. Nobody
Early
talks about that movie. That's the fuck they scared of.
I think it was late 90s. Was it late 90s? I think it was late 90s.
I forgot. Fuck it.
Yeah, but whatever the case is, check it out, everybody, for those that don't know what we're talking about. But yeah. So that's pretty grisly. So the pressure is on the mayor right now. It's like Planters, Peanut Man, stand up. If that was your long lost homeless uncle, would you feel so complacent, Mr. Adams? I don't think so, sir. You wouldn't feel so complacent to this. This wouldn't just be like swept under the rug.
1995, Smoke. My apologies. I'm gonna calm down. My apologies, y'all. This is me the fuck.
It's
I'm
all
so
good.
sick and tired of this shit. And all we're gonna do is well, we gotta do something. We need to think of something. You got every fucking answer until we get to this shit.
Yeah.
We can't answer it though. That's the problem.
It's not us.
Thank you. We black people.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
yes,
don't
I
have an
see our
answer.
issues. I do get it. We
We're the
got
minority.
right.
We got
And
an
we
answer.
gotta
We just don't have the
heal
same
our
outcome.
healing to do within our own community, but we can't heal that community. That community needs
Yes,
to
they're
do something.
damaged.
Y'all
Yes.
gonna bring the Freedman. Listen, you're gonna bring the Freedman media side of me out.
Look, salute to Brother Shannon, the Freeman Media.
Boy.
Check it out. What we need to do, T-Ronnie, like you
Boy.
alluded to, we can't heal other communities, but this is the challenge that we have ahead of us. Because meanwhile, while vigilante white guy is choking out the homeless black guy because he felt intimidated because he was exercising his freedom of speech to tell folks I'm hungry and I'm willing to go to jail and this and that.
Shit.
He didn't tell anybody run your shit. He didn't tell anybody empty their pockets. He didn't pull out a weapon and rob anyone. So he was attacked and killed, right? But at the same time that was happening, guess what? There was one black guy shooting another black guy somewhere in the country on some stupid black on black shit. So we have to heal ourselves first. Go ahead.
We got this specific issue. You're not wrong in what you're saying. That got brought up to me.
That's another. Yeah, there's two issues, but we got to heal our own shit first, man. Because if we can't heal ourselves, we can't stand together and make a change. Go ahead.
Right. We as African Americans in the United States of motherfucking America, all my black people in the United States, listen up right motherfucking now. We got to stop the dumb shit. We got to stop the dumb shit. Period. And then we got to stop them from fucking with us. We can't do it, number one, until we united. Number two, until they're willing to listen. Right now, we do have more people willing to listen than we've ever had.
But we're not united. We're not holding our end down.
Well, I'm not saying we're not holding our end down, but they're using any and every small incident up against us.
Fear.
We can't control anybody else's thing, but we can control our own actions against each other as a people, is what I'm saying. Charity starts in the home.
But it's not about charity.
Listen. I'm talking something totally different. We're not talking about white vigilante. We're not talking black vigilante. I put that on pause for 1 second. My thing is, I just said, well, white vigilante is choking a homeless black guy, right? Like you say, we can't heal those people. We can't take their racist feelings away from them. But what we can do is boost ourselves up to where we're more proud as a race as a whole, to where we're not killing each other in the inner city and watching these little bird chest boys with pistols shoot at each other and all this other bullshit that we're seeing all the time. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. We have to save ourselves first before other people, because other people don't have our best interest. They don't care. They want us dead.
They ain't taking us serious because of
They want us dead anyway. So what can we do? We can do our best to survive as a whole. And if we come as a whole united, our strength is better in numbers, even though we only represent 13%. But if 13% of us are fuckboys, retards, prostitutes, and drug dealers, like if 6.5% of that 13% of us ain't shit, we can't even come with double-digit representation. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or does that make sense? We can't come and represent as a whole when half of our people ain't shit.
But
See, they can afford half of their people to not be shit because their numbers are so large. So if they 60%, 30% cannot be shit, but they still got a 30% strong base. Go ahead, T.
What I tell people, Ace, we already trying to fight that shit within ourselves. We've been trying to fight that shit for 20, 30 years. Matter of fact, the black movement in the late 80s, early 90s was fucking working. And then they shot that shit the fuck down when they changed the music up.
Yeah, they just paid entertainers. They paid entertainers to teach our children to kill each other.
Exactly. And going to jail wasn't a motherfucking problem. A bunch of them still stuck in fucking jail from that shit.
Yeah. They changed the music. So they paid people to tell our sons to go kill each other and our daughters to sell their pussy. So I get it. But
and y'all need to pay attention to Menace to Society when old boy told him, teach them better than what we're doing, because what we did back then wasn't shit. It didn't get us no fucking way. He said it in Menace to Society. Don't nobody remember that part. That's the shit we got to fucking work on as a community. Straight up.
Well, unfortunately, with the new generation, this sense of urgency that most Generation X folks have that have come to the realization that we're going to hell in a handbasket. They don't have the sense of urgency because they're participating in the fuckery. So I can actually say, me myself, I hate to say that we're in dire straits and I'm ready to throw in a towel, but because you got to think about it, the only people that have these conversations are the people that don't participate in that type of bullshit. Right? The people that are participating in the bullshit don't have these conversations because they're too busy participating in the bullshit. So at some point, we just have to separate and say, you know what, fuck them. We can't. At the same time, we need the entire 13%. So it's productive individuals like, say, you and me that are trying to reach back and pull the garbage out of the sewer. Getting our hands dirty for no fucking reason because the people in the sewer are not having this conversation, right? And when I reach my hand up to try to pull them out the sewer, they want to try to tap my pockets. They got their little other nigga running around in the backhand. I'm trying to pull you out the sewer, and you sending the other little nigga around to try to snatch my wallet. So I'm just saying, like where do we go with this shit? It's like a shitty circle. The music is the culture. That shit is trash. The promotion of thug and thought culture continues. The kids are eating it up. That's who they aspire to become. And you don't have nuclear family, like we spoke about the quote unquote nuclear family earlier.
Nuclear family, facts.
That's
facts.
gone.
Facts.
You have the woman trying to be the man trying to be the woman.
Trying to be the woman.
Like we ass backwards. We have not ever been in such
together want to be each other. Shit.
Word. We never been in such dire straits. She want to be the man. He want to be the woman. Okay, she's the man. She got the money, but she doesn't want to take the responsibility of the man. The man has to make more money. The men are weak. Who raised them?
I agree.
You raised them, motherfuckers. You raised them. Who raised them? Your mama raised them. Because she didn't get married. She had a kid. There was no daddy. The daddy wasn't shit. He wasn't around. He didn't raise the boy to be a man. Now, guess what? He's your peer. These are the men that you all raised. Now, if you're a man and you try to tell them, hey, man, get your shit together, you're toxic. So I can't even try to get these little motherfuckers in order because the bitches are saying, no, you can't be a man. So the men can't teach the men to be a man because I'm fucking toxic because I'm trying to tell this little motherfucker how to be a man according to manly standards. But the bitches are like, no, that's toxic. Fuck you. Fuck everybody. That's the way I look at it.
What the fuck they doing?
You in the hand basket. and we're working in a fucking circle, and it's a
Take
shit
the damn
show.
jersey off. I done got fucking hot now. Shit.
I'm hot
Romy
too,
Rome.
God damn it. Romy Rome, what you got, my nigga?
Romy Rome. If he didn't touch anyone on that train car, it's murder.
It is murder. He didn't
not-
attack nobody.
Well, to add to what you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
specifically, it is murder because the ME, the medical examiner, said he died by homicide.
Yes. So
Done.
he was killed.
So what they apparently, like, what they're trying to do is, because what I was trying to do was look up why did they let him out? Why did
Right.
and nothing's coming up. So they're saying that they may end up charging him for manslaughter eventually, but that's a possibility. But there's nowhere. I guess they haven't released the details of why they let this man off. But it's technically murder because the medical examiner said that Mr. Neely died through a homicide.
The video shows he died from a homicide. The video shows it.
But I'm trying to look everywhere, and it doesn't like. And if you can find an article, if any one of y'all can find an article that states why he was released, I will be really interested.
In all fairness, and Ace, I'm gonna jump in. I apologize. He must have dropped down. T. Ronnie, I'm gonna tell you like this: we didn't see the beginning of how the whole situation started. In all fairness, I would look for that.
Yeah,
this whole thing from its inception would be the fairest thing that we should do.
Well,
I said the same thing about every incident. We need to see how this whole shit started in the first fucking place before we make judgment. But all I know is what I saw pissed me the fuck off.
Well, from what I was reading, everything that Aceville said was true. The guy was literally, like yelling at people, I want to get paid, blah, blah, blah. He took off his jacket, and I guess that's when the Marine felt like, okay, I need to.
He must have done something aggressive to make the Marine jump on him. But see,
he
choked the man. All you had to do is restrain people till law enforcement shows up. That's what you're legally supposed to do. You ain't supposed to kill no fucking body, and ain't nobody supposed to fucking help you.
Well, that's why I'm thinking there got to be something wrong with the white guy because you went bloodthirsty. Like you couldn't. According to the article, the guy was passing, and he like released his bowels and everything.
That means he was dying.
The guy,
dead.
The journalist that was recording it was yelling at him like, he leave him alone. He released his bowels. He's down, and he still held on to the guy.
He got to go.
And
that's
now
excessive use of force. That's excessive use of force.
And this guy now, the journalist who was recording it, is getting backlash because
they're getting backlash because he probably uncovered something they didn't want nobody to see. Spoiler alert.
Well, because they're saying you didn't do anything. They're saying that because he video recorded the whole thing, he didn't do anything. Why did he?
Why I drink. This is why I drink. All that shit over. Oh. Now I got told earlier he had a criminal record. I don't care what his criminal record was.
They always do that. This is that.
You kill a motherfucker, you guilty.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be clapping.
Nah, come on.
That's the go-to. You see, it starts that way.
They did the same shit with George Floyd, didn't they?
And it's like,
they did the same shit with George Floyd. He had a criminal record. This motherfucker was on drugs. He did all that. It don't matter.
All them people. The guy jogging, he had a criminal record. The teenage kid, the one who just died in Kansas City. Oh, he was blah 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 blah. And mind you, I don't know if you know the story. Like besides the teenage kid, this recently happened, I think, in Tennessee as well. 4 kids or 3 kids was in a car. They drove to the wrong house, and they got the guy came out and was like waving his gun at him and everything. He didn't shoot them though. He didn't kill them. And that kid in Kansas City was the only black kid in the car. The only black kid.
The one in Kansas City was walking.
He was walking. That's right. I'm sorry. He was walking. The other story, they were in the car. The other story, they were in the car. This kid was walking. You're absolutely right. So, yes.
Got hot. Let me. Boy, that sounds
the heat is on. Let me see real quick because I got closed out the stream momentarily. But the go-to is the criminal record. Okay, well, this guy has an arrest record. He hit a lady before. You know what? We didn't know his background. The fucking white vigilante didn't know his background when he jumped on him from behind like a sucker and threw him in a sleeper hold and killed him. He didn't run a background check. He didn't run a background check on him before he jumped on him and killed them. And them 2 other punk ass white boys helped. He didn't no. actually, and it's not a white or black thing, but it ultimately is because if it was black, 3 black guys killed the white guy, they may have been brought to the
It'd have been
station
over.
for questioning. You understand?
That
It would have
incident with
been
the
a
police
narrative
officer.
of it would have. I'm sorry, real quick. It would have been a narrative of, hey, you 3 niggers shouldn't have been scared of a white guy. You niggers are the troublemakers. Why would you be scared of this white guy? He killed him. Let's check this out. This was an attack. This was a wilding attack. But because it's a black guy, 3 white guys can just kill a motherfucker and say, hey man, this nigga was acting erratic. Acting. He didn't actually commit any crime. He was talking crazy. Yes, talking verbally, right? I talk crazy. I'm talking crazy now. But you're not gonna come up behind me and throw me in a sleeper. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is that? That's so crazy.
That
Go
incident,
ahead, T-Voni. I'm sorry, but I just
that
had to throw
incident
that. He didn't know his background before he jumped on him and murdered him, is all I gotta say. Go ahead.
to piggyback on what you were saying, that incident with the police officers, that those 5 officers that killed that young guy. What was
Mhm.
that? Just you, Tony? Do you know what I'm talking about?
In Memphis?
Go ahead, finish, lady.
Memphis, yes.
In Memphis, Tennessee, correct. Mhm.
All their pictures were in the paper the next day.
Immediately.
Talking about the cops that killed that black dude. I mean, they beat that black dude up.
Yeah.
All their pictures in the cops the next
Immediately. All of
fucking
the
day.
faces. Yeah, we're showing. We still don't even see the vigilante. Who the fuck was the vigilante? Why don't they splash him on the front page of the Post so we can see this cocksucker murderer?
And no disrespect
Who's
to
the
what you
hero?
got
'Cause
going
remember,
on
if he's
in
a
Smoke.
hero,
Right.
right? Because remember, the police didn't. He was not a criminal, so he must be a hero. He saved lives, even though no lives were in danger. He saved lives. Why don't you celebrate this man and put his face on the front page of the newspaper because he's a hero, right? Or is he? Think about it, right? Because we're quick to show the villain, like you say, Tironi, the 5 niggers that killed the other nigger. They exposed the niggers right away. Next day, they were all their pictures were right there on the paper in uniform, the whole shit. They didn't even those weren't mug shots because no one was
They
arrested.
would
Or
not.
those were the graduation from the academy shots.
Yo,
Some motherfucker went into each album into the police database.
it was a Sears photo, right? Like they was right.
They went into the whole fucking graduation class of each and every one of those 5 niggers and scanned through the whole shit. Let's pull up their IDs and in uniform ass pictures of those niggas. Yep, but we can't even see we can't see the motherfucking vigilante. You know what? We're gonna see him. Damn, we can't even get a clear shot of him because I was gonna actually put that shit on the big screen. But and then I would have
Shout
posted
out
it.
to Information Man for doing this story too. Before we came on today, he was talking about it.
Oh, really? Salute to that
Yeah, he
brother
was.
too, man.
Tony,
Information.
you can't come up here talking about somebody
I
else.
talk about all of us. I talk about every last one of us.
Don't be going.
I can't even front. He man.
This Sunday night smoke, okay?
I know. My bad.
Salute to
I was
that,
trying
man.
to plug
Salute
all
to
of
that
them, man.
brother too, though, man. Because we
I'm on my crusade. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
it's real though. Because Information Man, I'm sure he has a little more in depth.
He be
Because you
doing it.
kind of brush over a little. I'm sure he has more in depth coverage of the story. So for those listening, check Information Man out
All right,
on
I'm
YouTube
here now.
and other platforms because
You all right?
I'm here
I'm
now.
sure he got the smoke. I wonder if Salute to Freeman Media also. If Brother Shannon got his hands
Most
on this,
definitely.
that's probably super fire right now. You know what I'm saying?
I
I'm
don't think he's
surprised.
touched on it yet, but I know Information Man did. I know we doing it. Big ups to you for doing this as well, man. I'm
We gotta touch on
starting
all
to get in my mode. I need to sit my ass down some damn way because we
Nah.
don't get the whole story. We be acting and getting ready to handle shit based on what we see, or we don't get the full story and what's going on. We don't even realize how much they're trying to use this shit against us.
Yeah.
I think we need to look at that. I think we need to address that. I done got boy. I ain't had this crown for a minute,
right?
boy.
Like you're saying.
Yeah, it's for real. It's for real. It's for real. Ace, I don't want to hold you up, man. I do got to go to bed though.
Yeah, I know you close to the your 10 o'clock. What's the name? So what we'll do right here, right? We're gonna hold on, where you at? Let me bring up your info for the result. Hold on, where you at, Tony D? Let me throw your link up here for those that
If y'all look, y'all follow
link tree.
me. I'm gonna
Tony
say the
D.
little 5
Vision.
minute spill I normally do, but y'all check me out on my everything. Fuck it.
That's what the link tree is for.
That's
The
what
link
the link
tree
tree
is
is.
gonna
Yeah,
send
right.
them
Link tree is for. I haven't done a broadcast in a minute, but the last one I did that's on my Miss Cloud, I want to tell everybody, I shouted all of us out.
Oh,
That's what we do.
Every
You always
last
do
one.
that,
See,
man.
Ronnie,
When do
you
you
said
not
one
shout
time
us
you
out?
didn't feel like you was getting your respect. I made sure you got your respect on yours, lady. I've always called you the first lady of the broadcast. God damn it, you're gonna be there. I wish a motherfucker would. I've been saying that for a year and a half. Told you I got this look at me now. Ace been right there. When I pop up, he shows up, man. I thank this brother. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I thank this brother for being there. I thank this brother for even wanting me around, like I tell everybody.
Man,
and I want to shout all of y'all out. There's at least 20 of us used to be in that former platform. That former platform went away a year ago Friday. A year ago Friday was when that platform shut down.
Thank God. Fuck that platform.
And I don't know what a bunch of y'all out there are doing, but I called out 20 different broadcasters and I forgot 5. I still got to put that shit together. But damn it, we still got stuff to do. There's still things out there to where we can still do things together, and we all need to get our numbers up and get this right, because we did entirely too much work into just broadcasting, inviting even the beasts we had each other. We need to kill that shit and get this thing moving, man. We bugging. I'll put out everybody who live streams, we bugging. If we can't work together and talk together, we on some bullshit, because all of us should have our numbers. All of us should be getting something out of us. We're paying too much to do this and not getting enough out of it, straight up. And Ace, all your people out there, Bandana Travels, Romy Rome, V Swells, Big Super, Sin City with his broadcasting ass, all you motherfuckers, Razor, all of y'all. I appreciate all of y'all for backing my boy up, because y'all made his numbers go up more than I did, more than T-Roney District. I see the numbers going up. I'm happy for my brother over here. I'm happy for T-Roney. She changed her hair every broadcast. I think she's making money on the side and she ain't telling no damn body. I'm going to just go ahead and throw it out there right now. I think she's making money on the side with this shit. More paying her instead of paying me, I got that. I ain't even mad at it. But that wig is 3 different colors right now. I don't know what she's doing. But damn it, all of y'all out here, man, all of us who live stream a broadcast, goddamn it, we need to put our shit together. We need to back each other up. Just show up and say what's up. I can't catch everybody. I'm very guilty of that. I admit that myself. As much as I try to, I'll pop in and at least say what's up. T-Roney pop up for 2 minutes, lose the signal, pop back up. I still try to come in there and be like, hey, T-Roney, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? I try to do it. But all of y'all out here, man, everybody out here live streaming, broadcast together, damn it, follow each other. We all broke because we ain't doing what we asking everybody to do. How the hell you gonna ask somebody to like, share, and subscribe, and you ain't doing it your damn self? You want some bullshit. You want some bullshit, straight up.
Facts.
It's for real.
True indeed, man. True indeed,
I'm gonna stand up for Ace, because every time I come to New York, he come to me. I don't even have a chance to get to him. He be like, where you gonna be at? I'll be there in 15 minutes. I'm like, let me get my rental car. Don't worry about it. I'm like, damn. How do you not support a brother that do that shit for you, man? For real. I appreciate you, man. Sure. It's the bottom of the glass.
Oh, good. Knock it down, player.
Yeah.
Definitely follow me on my Miss Cloud, my Twitch, my Twitter, my YouTube. I want to get those numbers up. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, live streamers, broadcasters, goddamn it, viewers everywhere. There's so many platforms you can monetize on. And then I did find a platform that you can multi-stream and monetize on as well. I still got to look into it. We need to start making some money off of this. It ain't a lot. It ain't going to supplement our careers.
Right, but you know what? Yeah.
If you make the money back on the laptop that you bought, on the microphone you got, on the soundboard you got, or the Wi-Fi bill you got to pay, damn it, mission a motherfucking accomplished.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
I hear that shit, but I don't give a fuck about the money.
I do.
Message.
I do.
Well, I hear that. Support this brother, man.
I do. All of y'all. Everybody. All that shit. It ain't about just me. I want to follow y'all too. I apologize if I miss it. I'll try to come in and comment at the very least, let you know I watched it, or at least saw the damn notification. One of the motherfucking two. But I'm so sick and damn tired of all these broadcasters, live streamers, and podcasters who want people to follow them, but they don't follow no motherfucking body else. I'm on all their asses this year.
Get in on it.
I'm on all their asses this year. I broadcast on 5 platforms at a time and can't get 15 people to show up. And then they want to sit there talking about, won't you like, share, and subscribe mine? Motherfucker, you don't like, share, and subscribe mine. I don't care if you don't like it. Let me know you get a notification, bitch.
You know that should be like, yo, son, what's up? Yo, son, yo, that shit be hot. I don't know why you're not famous right now. That's because you ain't share my shit. That's Tony D, y'all. Hold it down, my brother. Thanks for pulling up, man.
Appreciate you, man. T-Roney, stay clear. I want to know what color wig you wearing next week for your broadcast. I'm
not telling you.
Y'all take care. Appreciate you, Ace, man.
One love, my nigga.
All right.
That's Tony D, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Let me bring your banner up as well, T-Roni. Where we at? Let's see. You got any closing statements on any of these topics that we covered real quick before we wrap it? I'm gonna throw your
My only closing statement is my condolences to Neely family. I know what y'all going through. And actually,
real.
my condolences to the people who were on the train and had to watch this unfold, because I know they're going through some hard times because, you know, the police always harass you, don't talk, don't do nothing, and you've been being in a rock and a hard place. You don't know what the right thing to do is. And if not, you're scared. So I'm thinking about the PTSD that they might encounter. Just going to pray for all of y'all.
Oh, facts, because they did watch actually, yeah, for those that never saw someone, yeah, no, you're absolutely right, because for those that never witnessed the person die, that could be a traumatic experience to some.
Yeah.
To be honest, you know, I kind of, we on the podcast, of course, you know, we try to keep it fun and, you know, make jokes in light of some bad situations. And I like to say no disrespect and condolences to the family of that gentleman that lost his life due to vigilantism, and hopefully justice will be served at some point or the other. But also for those that wow, yeah, I didn't really take that in consideration. You know what I mean? You know, I've seen it all, done it all. Well, not necessarily, but I've seen a lot of shit before, but I didn't really take that in consideration. For people actually have to see someone killed in front of them, that could be pretty crazy. You know what I mean? So you know, happy speedy recovery. Speedy recovery for those that went through that mental stress as well. I wanted to, sorry to interrupt you, but I wanted to put that out there. You know what I mean? 'Cause that's some bullshit. You have anything coming up on the circuit personally? What's good?
I do not. I have some things I have to move around, so I
Okay.
have nothing right now to speak of. But I did go to a nice little dinner yesterday. One of the clients was awarded, Racine Pendarvis was awarded an honorary award at the Woolly Mammoth Theater in DC, and that was really nice. So shout out to Woolly Mammoth, NMAAHC. I don't know what all acronyms mean, but it was very nice.
Salute. Yeah, me neither, but salute to the award winner, you know. All good.
Yes, Racine Pendarvis.
All good, man. On that note,
what are your last words?
Okay, my last words are ladies, if you're making the money, don't be scared to spend that bread on and you want to be the boss, pay the cost to be the boss.
Okay.
For the white vigilante, hopefully justice catches up to you, cocksucker. And put that in your pipe and smoke it. You know what I'm saying? Catch you next Sunday. Thanks for supporting the channel. Like, share, subscribe. Sunday Night Smoke Podcast, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch TV, all that other good ish. And we out of here. Catch you next Sunday. Let's hit them up with a little broom over the road.
I don't know what happened, but look, that's on me. Smoke Sunday Night Smoke Podcast. Go check my boy out for sure.
Yes.
So, has he said some things that are, you know, crappy or whatever, and then he backs it up with "This is opinion radio"? Yeah, he's done that.
Your show is called the Sunday Smoke Podcast. That's how I know you're a little bitch, because it don't have nothing to do with that. So I'm gonna keep using smoke, and my podcast is not called a smoke show. My Tuesday show is called the Sunday Night Smoke Show. That show that we talk about.
All good, y'all. One love. Catch you next Sunday. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.